So yesterday, first of all, step one to regain some sort of a income consists of setting up a retail shop in Kumu. Kumu is a little town that I live in. It's actually a suburb out in Auckland, and but first of all is trying to get the funds together, because I'm not going to bore you with the details, but I was under the anticipation that a incentive plan will pay out after my employment. Long story short, during the exiting meeting, was told that because of when the incentive plans were going to be paid out, that because I will not be an employee, I will not get that incentive paid out. Blah blah blah. But that was going to be instrumental in setting up my little shop. So now I'm scratching to try and gain some sort of an income and set up this business with nothing. So that meant stripping and selling a bunch of stuff that I've got. Stripping meaning I've got a bunch of old cable that I pulled out of my tiny house. That's a subject for another time. And replaced, and so I sat with all this basically cable that I was stripping. So the following is all about me stripping this cable to see how much I can get out so I can make rent today. Anyway, so that's what's following. Enjoy. There you go. This is more worth than this on this. One down, more to go. Alright, I'll show you what's involved. Gonna stand there. Go that way. Go that way. Alright. Take that bit there. Bunch of small bits. So this is called TPS. Don't know what the acronym stands for. TPS. It's what goes in the houses and everywhere. In New Zealand we're running 230 volts, so I've got to strip the top sheet off. Pull that off. You get that. Strip those off. It's a hard one. Yeah. Twist. Part of me goes, think of something else. Quick cash. I don't know what. So I've got a bunch of stuff that I'm going to put on Trade Me, which is our equivalent of Craigslist. But then Trade Me takes 4% of your earnings, so maybe Marketplace instead. Don't know, I'll figure it out. Then you get that twist. I've got to clamp it in, hold that in. Now, after I've done that, set up there. And I take 2 pliers because I've got to take the rest of the sheet off. Twist, strip. Don't leave that too close. pliers anymore. Take that off. And then I've taken one of my old pliers, and so these electrical pliers, see that it's actually a lug crimper. It's a crimping tool there, right in that little gap there. See that thing? So what I've done was, on this old one, I have sharpened that bit, and because it's already got a valley with the cutting edge, it makes for a good pulling kind of tool. But problem is, these cables are various sizes, so that means sometimes the cable cutter falls off of the, because you've got to strip that red and black and green or blue and whatever. So if I build it up with insulation tape, I can get that cutting blade. You can't see it, it's a bit difficult to see. Focus. But anyway, it's right in the center there. There, it just pokes out barely to right in the center, but I guide it with my finger. So then I take it, flip it over there, and let it ride in the center and cuts that sheath nice and easy. Nice and easy. And while I do it, I vary the pressure, because if you cut in too deep, the copper on the inside starts bunching up and you get stuck, you get jags. So there you go. Then you're left with this little cut. See that cut? See that? There is the. See, it just pulls off easy. Phone's battery's flat. Next challenge. Power here. Throw that over there for now. Power in. Voila. So then, use my other plier. Strip. Get that off. There. There. And it just comes off. Like that. Then I undo that and I have a little bundle. So current price varies from obviously copper quality, but you can get $10.50 for that, New Zealand, per kilogram. I gotta strip a lot more. Boy. It's amazing. Oh, if you're wondering why I'm looking up at the sky the whole time, I saw an aeroplane up there. Looked like one of those skydiving Cessna Caravan kind of things, whatever they're called, doing some really low flying, some steep turns for what I would expect normal. And normally, because there's an Air Force base that way, New Zealand's North Island Air Force Base, and sometimes I can see the paratroopers jump out of the plane, which is pretty cool to watch. I thought that might be going on, but then again, they don't jump out of what looked to be a civilian class airplane. And then I saw one of the Air Force helicopters take off and doing some routine, some flying over. But anyway, that's not why I tuned back in. It's amazing how there's people would throw, you know, you kind of, you know, this is, I guess, I'm going through a thought pattern, kind of going like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? What am I doing? Is there something better to do? Is there a better capitalization of my time spent doing this now? And yes, there probably is. Quick cash. Nothing I can think of now that's going to make me a actual concrete set amount of money in the next 3 hours that I can think of, other than I guess doing some nefarious things that my character is not built for. But what I was going to say is, I can find my knife. It's amazing how there's people that go on pilots. Oh, I'm going to survive. I'm going to survive on this island. I'm going to document it. And I don't think this is very different to that. Because effectively what I'm doing now is probably what I would have done to try and find some food on an island. Surviving. You wonder, you know, you go through these thought patterns, doing the right thing, doing the right thing. But see, that comes to that what if thinking pattern. What if something else? I'm banning myself from those thoughts, but they creep in. Right now I'm doing this, and it means my landlord off my back. So I'm surviving. I'm going to have to divide my day up into at least 2 sections. Fast money and facilitating sale for tomorrow's money. Doing that every day. Note to self, you're going to have to facilitate fast money and tomorrow's money. And planning, 3 ways. Yeah. This is not very productive. I know that. That frustrates me, but it's the only thing I can think of to make fast money now. Honest money. Don't want to go and jump on the tools because that's going to take away from this whole purpose. I can go and do that. I know I can go and take that tool bag and then do some work. That'll be kind of classed as tomorrow's money because you don't know if you're going to get paid as a tradesman. Normally you get paid, but that you don't see that money until a few weeks. And I mean, I don't want to go and thing is, you go and do these things, they want reliability, and then you fall into that employment kind of thing, and they want this and they want that, blah blah blah. No, the rule was not to work for somebody else here. building my own brand for the kids as an inheritance. It's painful, it's uncertain, but it's happening. I'm going to say goodbye for a little bit. I'm going to focus on doing this. I need to go and have a drink of water and eat an apple. And I will show you the rewards of my efforts later. Note to self, figure out an alternative. Still stripping away some cable. But in the background, I know there's a freaking road right there, but it's loud, but very vaguely on that side, because there's a bunch of other farms that way. There's a what sounds like a ported, that is definitely ported, chainsaw. Somebody's doing some serious work with a serious chainsaw. You won't be able to hear it, but what I wanted to say is I'm grateful for people like, wow, that thing is pulling some power. For people, good people on YouTube, all the socials, put good material out there, encouraging material, inspiring material, and it's led me to this point. Been very instrumental, really. It's what made me ask questions about what I'm doing, not doing, but that chainsaw reminded me of a fellow, and if you stumble across this Mr. Buckin Billy Ray, I believe he's in Canadian. Boy, is there a team of like must be ported chainsaws. Those boys are going nuts. It's good. Like my my chainsaw stuff. But anyway, what people like Buck and Billy Ray, can't remember everybody's names, but those chainsaws made me remember Buck and Billy Ray's material, and shout out to him, being a good person, paying it forward in your community, and that's what I intend to do with what I am setting up in my little town. This is all part of it. It's all part of it. Is it SPB? I can't remember all their names. I need to go and write them down, really. Some good people and some high shooting people. People who've done all of this stuff way back. They've been here, they know what it's about. Stripping cable, doing pointless tasks to get to the next step. But it's not about the next, I guess the next step is the goal. But it's also about learning to be self-reliant and taking action and responsibility for yourself, and your own actions, and your own future. And not playing this victim mentality thing that seems to be virus going around at the moment, but Anyway, whoa, those are some serious saws. Love to go and just watch those boys do their craft. Tell you, there are some people in New Zealand that are doing the hard yards of society that have some skill. The guy I subcontracted for, John Banchuga, he is such a humble person. Humble and just a straight on bloody get shit done type of fella. He's taught me so much about just getting stuck in to get something done. Sorry, those chainsaws really get me going. But yeah, I'll probably make a list and just play it forward and say thank you to those people, those channels, and those advice givers in society that know what it takes, that's been there and done it, and giving advice and inspiration to take action. Taking action. When you see something, you've evaluated the risk, take action and stick to it. This, what I'm doing now, is penalizing actually for what I need to do. What I need to do is focus on 24/7 building that brand. The problem is, and I can see it on that phone everywhere, all sorts of things. Whoa, when are you gonna do this? This is owing, that is owing. What about this? I don't know if I am or not, but anyway. But as soon as you set a goal, and I've seen this many times, I knew that this is going to be part of it. I bloody knew it. Like my landlord yesterday. I've been keeping spreadsheets on my rent to make sure I fucking can see into the future. Oh, I think you missed the payment. No, I did not. No, I did not, darling. It's all documented. But it's amazing how when you set goals, when you set a goal and you start taking action, the amount of fucking pushback the universe throws at you, or whatever it is, I didn't even know if it's the universe or what. But just for instance, the first week of being unemployed, I don't even know if I'm unemployed. I have a company, but I'm changing its direction. Anyway, first week, or the first 2 weeks. So, just to give you some idea of what's going on at the moment, I currently have a vehicle. I have an old motorbike that I've been fixing up. And I have my 2008 workhorse of a truck, Ford Ranger, PJ model. But while I was employed, I must say, because that was the stresses involved in that company was just quite overbearing, and I've neglected that duty a little bit. I must say I did. But I found myself in this week-to-week kind of fucking bullshit of just expenses, pay in, expenses out. And I really need to do something about this audio, because the vehicles driving past here is probably what's what you're hearing, but anyway, it's got no WOF, warrant of fitness, no registration, and because of that, and I put that on hold, the registration, otherwise it lapses, and then I've got bigger problems. And that was all supposed to be paid out of that fucking incentive plan that didn't pay out. Anyway, so now I'm sitting with a vehicle that stresses me out because I know I fixed it up, I know it's right. There's nothing wrong with it, but I've got some other things I've got to get up to date on it that I don't have cash for now. $3,000 that I don't have. These are all stresses, but it's amazing how just that, you know, you've already got that choke chain around your neck in pursuit of a dream, and then things like a incentive plan not paying out just heightens that that choke chain just one more, and then it's something like Christmas, and yeah, I could have planned it out probably better, probably resigned later on and get everything sorted, but people, you know, you do that and then you find yourself a year, 2 years down the track and you're still at the same point. Still at the same point, not committing. And so I just got to a point where I decided no more. This is an intervention, a personal intervention. And I'm doing this. Come fucking hell or high water, I am doing this. And people who know me for a long time know that if I get to this point, I take action. Somebody wrote somewhere, I can't remember where exactly, that if the pain of changing is greater than the pain of not changing, no change will happen. But if the pain of not changing is greater than the pain of change, change will happen. And the pain of no change in my life was greater. And so change has taken place, or in the process of taking place. Anyway, going off on a tangent again, I wanted to say thank you to those people like Buck and Billy Ray, Sean Ryan, the Sean Ryan Show, and the people he interviews. Those people, they are the salt of the earth, giving an insight and giving inspiration. So to my family, we'll see you this year. Don't know how, don't know when, but I do miss my mom and dad and my brother in South Africa. I haven't seen them for 6 years. Last time I saw them was when I turned 30. And it's time. There's 10 grand I've got to shit out somewhere. This squat. but it'll come. It'll come, it'll come, it'll come. Righto. Made it. 240 bucks. $10.19 a kilo. And that was 8 hours of work. $240 divided by 8. It's actually more. It is, let's say 10 hours of work, so $24. Oh, you can't see me, can you? Oh, let's do that. $240, so that's $24 an hour. That is not good, but it's $240 I didn't have yesterday. So for a reward, I will be doing this now. My marketplace find. Oh, so good though. Oh. Nothing like even just a cold spa. I do cold plunges in the mornings. So this is actually refreshing. It's been hot, but I need to do more. So tonight I'm going to list a bunch of things so they can kick over for tomorrow's money. So now I've got this week's rent. In fact, I've got potentially the next 2 weeks rent, so that's good. So that is good. So many cars. So many cars. You're thinking you're rural, but you're not. You're not. Anyway, so until further notice, it's my comb over. I'm going to relax and enjoy this. I need to do more. Tomorrow I'm going to focus on selling batteries. I've got to build a website. I've come to a realization that I may need to set up this business during the day and try and make quick cash during the night. It sounds weird, but I was actually thinking, what if I go and do Uber driving at night when I don't have the kids? Don't have the vehicle for it. So I need to figure out if there's a loophole, because a friend of mine was able to buy a Tesla through Ubering. Don't know what his initial down payment was and how that math worked out. Maybe I should make contact with him. See if I can do the same. Because if I can do that, then I can work at night for quick cash and during the day build my business. Food for thought. Until later, have a good evening and keep the bright side up. Cheers.